Hello everyone, welcome back to Netcode-Hub channel. Now in this video we're going to talk about the user control or user controller. In the previous video we've talked about how to create the admin controller and how to create a category, how to update set a category image as well. So in the previous video we were able to do this and we added the sofa here as the last part. Now you can see we're able to do this and we have all these as categories. Now in case you want to have art like this, how are you going to do it? That is here going to be implemented by the user. When the user logs in, whether the person logs in or not, as soon as the person visits the website, the person must see all the available products in our database, right? So let's have a look at that. First of all, what you have to do here is we're going to create an user control. Let's close all this. Let's close all this here because we are done with this and we're going to create a user controller as well. So let's delete, or let's not delete actually, and let's close them because we're not actually going to use them for now. Okay, so you have it here. Now let's go in there and add a user controller. So our controller here. Then let's right click and go to add and add user controller as well to, so right click and now go to add. Now let's add controller, and this controller we're going to call it as user. So we're going to choose an empty one, add, and now this is going to be a user controller. So let's click on add. Let's wait for it to add. Now in the index page, what do you want to do? As soon as the person visits the website, we want to display the view or the product. So when you visit the website for the first time, without even registering, or as soon as you visit the website, you want you to view the site here. Okay, and you are calling 6 per page, 6 product per page. Now here, what is demanding here is demanding an integer. So we're going to pass in an integer as indicated. Because if you check here, you can see we need to pass in a page. So the current page we pass in as parameter, and we move on to that. So as you can see from here, we have to create our context, and now you know our context here. To call out context, that is a DB. That is a DB marketing. Let's see. We first have to add a project first. So how are you going to add a project? So this we have to add a project.models. So and you have to add this page list as well. So let's copy this, and actually let's copy all this because we can't be typing once you have it already. We just have to go in there, grab it and implement it, and off you go. So now in here you're going to clear that, and it's going to be web application 2.models. Okay, so in here this is what we're going to do. So db context, then it's got to db got to new db context, then we close it. So that's our connection, and we are calling for this db. We create an object of it. So this object we are calling the model as product from the object from this to list. Okay, so as you can see from here, this db has a class called tb product, and you are converting all to list. We order them by name in ascending order, then we pass into the art page list, we pass it over there, then we call it as stu. We put them in a list, then we page them by using the index, that is a 1, and page size as what, 8. So that is it. Now here let's create our index view. So right click on this and I'll go to add view. So we've created, so this we are adding a user controller view. Let's click on. Now here we don't want it to be part of this, alright, so because here you're going to use a different view here. So now we go for no, so we uncheck the page layout. Now the next thing to do here is let's see, after creating the view, we need to display the list of the product that we have. So in our view section, that's what we are going to do. So under view section, let's locate for admin user view. Then we see, so that's the user view. So in the home section, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so you can see we have a login, and that is for user login. Now let's give that, this is a sign up. Now aside from sign up, let's see, this is an index. So this is what actually we want. Now with the index, when the person logs in, visit the website without even logging in, we want the person to first visit this page and now have a look at this area. So we paste this here, and now with the page that we have, let's change this to web application 2. So .model.tbl product. Okay, now aside from having this, there is a, we're not using the page layout now, so let's clear this layout. Let's comment it, and here's going to be home. So aside from this, the home, the next thing to do here is we loop to this model, and I will set the image. So you see we are getting the product image and the product link. Now with the product name, we are converting it to a link, as you can see from here, html.action link, and we pass in the image and now the method. So here is view add. So there's an action method. When you click on the button, it's going to navigate to view add for you. Okay, now the view add is going to hold the details about this, the product. So that's why we use the new ID. We pass in item the product ID. Aside from that, there is a class that we are implementing to the product, so we set this class against it. Aside from that, we display the product description, and now product shop name, and also we can actually display the price as well. Okay, so here, let's say if you want to display the price, that's how you're going to do it. So once you have the shop name at hand, you can actually display the price. Let's try to display the price over here and see. So we have the span text here, and the closing is around this area. So whilst with the closing, can we have another span? Can we have another span here? Now with this span, this is what you're going to do. You're first going to use an I, because you know we are using the Ghana cities. So FA, then we call it 4. So let's see, we haven't added the font awesome to this side, so we must actually add this to this. So let's go into our Solution Explorer. Now in the Bootstrap here, let's go to content and our font awesome. So font awesome, we have it over here. Let's see. So open. Let's delete this font awesome here, permanently delete it. Then let's go in there and re-add it again, because maybe so font awesome is around content. So open content, and let's see 2017. We have it ASP Web 2. Now let's go for our project. So have a project here, and let's see if we have 2017. Let's see if we have our content model. So font awesome, that is it. So let's copy this, and now let's go in there, our content, and now let's try to paste it here and see what's actually going to happen. So we paste these items here. So let's wait for it to be added to our project, then we can actually add the link to our page as well. Okay, so now let's try to add this. So whilst FA, and that is city. Let's see if we can actually have the city sign as well. If not, then let's add. So we're going to pass in item at item dot, and let's see if we can have the price as well. So item price over here. So that's the product price. So we have it added here. Alright, so now once you have this, now the bottom here is so simple. We are going to display the various pages and the various products in this. Okay, so let's see this. And now the next thing to do here is let's actually check this area. So once you have this, you must add this page list. So this is the pager, and this is going to get us a page for set up the pages that we actually want, and we are calling the index method because this is an index view, so we call the action method. Now let's save this, and now let's run this and see actually the output for this. Alright, so you can see that we have it in the view, but actually it doesn't look pretty at all. So now let's create that's a page layout, our own page. Let's use that the master page. So let's go to our project, and now there's a master page here. Let's try to use that master page here to make it work and look very nice and beautiful as well. So here I have a user, and let's see where to get this master page. So this is for user. Alright, so I'm going to copy this. And from here, okay, so that is over here. Now I'm going to copy that here as page, and the name here, let's go in there and add it to our project. So in our project, we are going to, in our Solution Explorer, on our shared folder. So this is our shared folder, right click, and now let's go to add new item, so new view, and now this is going to be user master page. So let's make it as this user master layout. So user master layout, and now we've unchecked this, and I'll go to add. So let's highlight this and let's paste this here. Alright, so we have our page rendered and it looks the same as, but in here if you actually check, you can see that we have our links as well indicated here. Okay, so all our links are indicated here, and now here we are so making a check as we did in the admin. We are checking if user session ID not equal to null, if we pass in home, and if it is, we pass in this category, and that's the view category. Now if session ID is not equal to null, we pass in post add, then we call this action method, okay, in this user controller. The same thing, if it's equal to null, mean the user has to sign in, we pass in the sign in and the user controller as well. And now here sign up, so because we have sign in and sign up, and if the user ID is not equal to null, you pass in sign out. Now we have our form, and this form is a search form. So you can see that we have using HTML begin form. So we're going to search for art, and the controller is going to be the user controller. Then we have the text box and the button. So let's save this, and now we are going to pass through. So you can actually check the container body. You see we have the render body here, and now with that we have the footer as well. So this is going to render the page for us. So when you save this, now let's run this again and see, try to navigate to the current page as the index now. But before that, you need to specify this, the layout page for the index page. Yeah, so let's go to the index page, and now here instead of this layout, let's click on that, and now said, so instead of this, the name is going to be what? User master layout. So user master layout, and that's over here. So let's save this, Control plus F5. Now let's run this and see what's going to happen when we try to navigate to this page, not as what you see here. So let's see, let's wait for it to load. Alright, so you see that now we have it beautiful done, and as you can see from here, we have the names as well being located, as you can see. So page 1 out of 9, and you can see that since we registered one with Kofi, but since we haven't added any product under that, you see we're not having. And these are the prices, right? Now with these prices, we want to put them in the middle. So let's see how to stabilize them or set them using the CSS and the bootstrap as well. So under the index page, you can see we have it over here. So that's the CD sign. So in this, there is a, let's set a class for this. So class, and now you're going to use test success. Can you use test success or test danger? So let's use danger, and now test center. So test center as well. Now let's save this, and now let's refresh and see what's going to happen. It's going to be in the middle side for us. So let's wait and see. Now aside from that, so we have the price here, but we have to actually add the CD sign. So you can see we have it in the middle, and these are the various prices. Okay, so what you have to do here is we can actually now convert this to a double, but currently we can just pass in .00. So we can pass in this, so the item price dot, so that's what we add 0 to the CD sign. But in case you want, you can actually convert this to a double symbol based on the database, because in a database, when trying to log in or trying to update it, we set it to as integer. So it means we can't pass in a double value. So we can actually edit that to pass in a double value. You know, for money, we need to do that as well. Alright, so let's see. So FA, and now dash. Let's say we are still not having the CD sign here, so let's see. So CD sign as well, and we must actually have that. So let's bold the amount here. Let's bold it. So TST, and you can actually pass in as font size, font W as bold. Okay, so let's see now here. If you try to refresh this, we are going to have the amount in a bold form, and as you can see, we wait for it to load, then we move on over here. Alright, so you can see we have the $sign 78 cedis.00, this is the 80 cedis.00, and this is the price over here, and that's the price over here as well. So you can see we have the price added to the product as well. Okay, so for this video we've able to add this. Now the next video we'll talk about, so check here, you can see we have categories here. Now if I click on home, we are back to the home where you have the amount, individual items here. And now if you click on category 2, you can see here we're not having a category, and you can actually add that and navigate to the category as well. Maybe you do that in the next video. And now here you can actually go to sign in, but currently you're not having any sign in, and for sign up you're not having this as well. And so with the search tool we haven't implemented that, so let's see, we still have problem here. So we must fix these errors here, and as soon as I click on this button as well, I must have it rendered here as indicated, because if you actually check here, if I click on this, I have the view like this, okay, with the image, the seller image as well. Can click on the close add to close it back. So we talk about this, and we try to figure these things out in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to see you in the next video.